Introducing Light My Bricks Hobbies. Today we're going to be looking at the light pack for vehicle model kits. I'm going to take you through what's in the box, how you can use the components, how to install them into a vehicle model kit, and I'll give you some tips and tricks along the way. So let's open up the box and see what's inside. There's lots of components inside these hobby kits, and they're unique to the actual model that you're going to be building. So first up, we have red bit lights. These are going to be perfect for when you want to light up those tail lights in your vehicle. We've got cool white bit lights. These are great for headlights and especially on those modern vehicles. Next up, you have white bit lights, and these give off more of a warmish tone, so perfect for those classic vehicles. All of these lights can be used for interior lights as well. Next up, we have connecting cables. So these are fantastic to allow you to connect different boards inside your kit, linking the power together. Then we have the boards themselves. So these are 8-port expansion boards. So these are where all your lights will route into, plug in, and then you can attach your power as well, giving power to the entire set. We also have 6-port expansion boards, just a slightly smaller version, but they do the exact same thing. Some adhesive squares as well. These are perfect just for you to attach some of those lights to the vehicle, maybe inside the headlights or on the interior of the roof. But you can use glue or anything else that you might be using in your hobby kit. Now these are pretty unique. So these are NC push boards, and these are really cool components. I'll be able to show you how these will work later, but basically they'll allow you to turn off and on your interior lights when you open and close your doors. And lastly, the USB power cable. Most important one, this will power your kit. So that's everything inside the box. So basically now I can take you through actually lighting one of your model kits and some tips and tricks along the way. So we have this 2020 Chevrolet Corvette. So we're gonna use this as our vehicle example and show you how you can light it up. So we got the body of the kit right here. So what I'm thinking is with this, we can start by lighting the headlights, the tail lights, and we'll see what we can do with the interior as well. Maybe something on the roof. So when you open up the doors, it'll turn on. That'll be pretty cool. So what we're gonna do now is install our headlight. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift up this black cap that's resting over the headlights. I'm gonna slide in our small bit light underneath and then press that cap back over, just so the LED rests underneath that clear headlight piece. So moving on to the tail lights now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be threading our cable through these small holes where the tail lights fit, and then we're gonna be pressing these red trans clear pieces over the top. So we're on the tail section of the vehicle now. And just a quick tip for you. If you power up some of your lights first and hold them in the position where you think you want the light to actually sit, that way you can visualize it first and make sure it's something that you're gonna be happy with before you stick it in place or glue it in place. So now I know where I want my LEDs to mount. I'm gonna show you a way that you can actually stick those lights in the position that you want. So inside the pack, we include adhesive squares. So I've attached a adhesive square to this LED right here. And basically I'm gonna use this to position it where I want that light. However, you could use anything that you wanna use, like a hobby glue or super glue or hot glue even. Anything will work on these LEDs. It's not gonna damage it, but the adhesive squares are in the pack, so let's use this. All right, awesome. So we have our headlights and our tail lights installed. So next up, I'm gonna use these 6-port expansion boards to plug all these lights into, and it serves as like a central hub. So basically everything will plug in there, and then we can run our power straight into this board as well, lighting everything up. Damn, look at that. So we got headlights, we've got tail lights. I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. Let's basically move on to doing that interior light now, and we'll work out a way of mounting that. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna use a cool white bit light, which I've got here, is I'll use an adhesive square, pin it to the back of the light, and then with that adhesive square, I can just stick it right in the middle of the roof, just here, and then we'll do a power test. We'll see how it looks. All right, awesome. I got the light in there. It's looking really, really nice. As soon as I put that interior in there, it's gonna show off all that detail. But what it's missing is that really cool on and off function when I open and close my door. So I'm gonna attach the NC push board now, and I'll show you how cool it can be with that on and off switch. All right, so I've got the NC push board here. It's a very small component. It has 2 ports on it, an in port and an out port. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our light that was plugged directly into our 8-port expansion board, but I'm gonna remove that, and it's gonna bypass through this switch instead. So I'm gonna plug it into the out port on the NC push board. Then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna need a connecting cable to go into the in port that runs into our 8-port expansion board. That way the light is bypassing through this switch to our power. So I've got my bit light running into the out port and then a connecting cable running from the in port into my 8-port expansion board. And as you can see right now, it's powered on, but when I press this little switch here, it turns off. So that way, now what I can do is, on the underside of this board, it has a adhesive square. I can peel that back, I can stick it into my interior, and that way, when you open and close the door, it's gonna press this switch off and on, turning off and on that interior light. Okay, so we're up to the neatening stage of the process. So I've got all the cables and all my lights installed into the car. But as you can see, there's a lot of excess cable hanging out. So I'm gonna show you a quick tip on how you can neaten those cables up and tuck them into the chassis of the car. It's really simple. Basically, all you're gonna do is you're gonna take a bundle of wire, like I got here, and you're just gonna twist it together. So just like so. I've twisted that into a long line there. And then what you can do is you can fold it over on itself again into a little loop and then twist it one more time. And it's that easy. Just fold, and twist. Then you'll end up with a nice, neat little bundle like this. And that way you can just tuck that into the chassis of the car. So if I just push this down here, tuck it into a nice little space, there we go, all neat. All right, so I've got all the lights in. I've neatened up my cables into a neat bundle. I've mounted my board with some adhesive squares inside here. And then I've just got the NC push board hanging outside of the car for now. So what we can do is we can install all the interior into the car, mount that NC push board somewhere where it can interact with the door, and then we're all done. I can show you the finished product. All right, so I've installed all the interior. We've got a finished product here now, but it's looking a bit dim. Let's turn it on and see how it's looking. Awesome, so it's got headlights, it's got tail lights, it's got the interior as you can see there, but check this out, pretty cool. So I got the NC push board installed inside the interior here. It's just mounted in front of the seat. And so when you close that door, it's pressing that switch. And when you open it, it releases the switch. So that way you can turn off and on your interior, just like a real car. So there we have it, the complete car with lights. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and it was that easy to install. This light pack for vehicle model kits could work on just about any vehicle model kit that you could find. Cars, to trucks, to motorcycles, could be anything. It's that easy to install, and you can get as creative as you want. I hope this video has really helped you out and that you feel inspired to light up your model kits. We have plenty more DIY components on our website, as well as more hobby lighting kits. So go check them out.